today Jeff Marshall, who is a board member with ClaimsXchange. Good morning. How are you?
Great. How you doing today?
I'm well, thanks. So we want to get to know you a little bit better, but to start with that, we'd like to know what you do now. So what is your current position at Mars?
I'm the claims manager for Mars. Mars is known as the largest chocolate producer in the world. We're also the largest gum producer. We're also the largest pet food producer in the world. I handle all those claims. We also are the largest veterinary care providers in the world. And that section I don't handle. So I get to deal with all the claims that come out of food production. We're Uncle Ben's also, so we have a number of food products throughout the country. And I get to be involved with not just handling and closing claims, but helping the business understand what's driving our claims so that we can improve our process and improve our product.
Wow, that's very cool. What did you do as your first job?
My very first job? My very first job was as a teenager. I worked for a local amusement park, putting screaming kids onto rides that they didn't want to be on, just so that the parents could take videos of the kids and pictures of the kids. And you got to remember, they were the big video cameras. So they're sitting there videoing their kids screaming, begging to get off these rides. I'm sure all these kids can be identified now because they're all in therapy. When they didn't have me putting screaming kids onto the rides, they also had a driving range, a golf driving range, and they had a golf cart that had a cage on it.
Right.
And you towed this unit that would pick up the balls and drop them into a basket. And I had to drive the golf cart, which meant I was the moving target, and everybody wanted to see if they could hit the cage or see how much they could rattle me while I was driving the cage, which I think was probably the best way to prepare for the career I landed up with.
Well, truth be told, isn't that what we're supposed to do when we're golfing at like Top Golf or any of those other places? You aim for the moving target. It makes it more fun.
I can't go to Top Golf because I have such sympathy. When I see it happening, I just develop the shakes. I can't help myself. So
That's fantastic. What, if anything, did you have to give up to achieve your level of success?
Well, I was a practicing attorney. I guess my dream was always to appear before the U.S. Supreme Court. And after 25 years of litigation, I walked away from practicing law. And so that's the dream that I'm never going to achieve. And I'm really comfortable with it, actually. I've had the opportunity to really think about it before I left law. The job that I was doing in law, the accident had already happened. The loss had already occurred. Now it's just the attorneys dealing with the aftermath. I had this cartoon hanging on my wall in my law office. It was a picture of a cow, and across the body of the cow it said litigation. There was a person pulling on the horns, and it said plaintiff. There was a person pulling on the tail, and it said defendant. And there was a person milking the cow, and it said lawyer. And I had that hanging in my office. Very few people took offense by it. But because the loss had already occurred, I was either trying to maximize the recovery when I was representing the plaintiff or minimize the damage to a company. But I really didn't have any change taking place for people, for society. Knowing what I know about how bad things can go, I'm able to sit now and talk to a company who really cares about their employees, who really care about their consumers, and say, folks, if we do this, do you realize we could improve our process, our safety for our people, the experience for our customers, for our consumers? And it really, I used to be able to brag to my son that I'm a lawyer. Now I can brag that I'm really making an impact on society. And so it was easy to give up that dream I had of practicing before the Supreme Court.
So do you consider yourself right now in your dream job then, or do you have a different idea of a dream job for yourself?
My idea of a dream job constantly changes. I think that right now, where my dream is and the job I have are wonderfully aligned. I Mars is very innovative, and the team that I work with is very, very supportive of that creativity. So, for instance, we have a very unique piece of litigation going on, and the attorneys that we hired are probably amongst the 3 or 4 firms in the nation that specialize in this type of law, and they're absolutely brilliant. It's beautiful watching them work. However, I had this idea of another way of approaching the same case. And so I said to my boss, I'm going rogue for a few days. I want to see what the law says, and I'm just disappearing. If you need me, I'll be available by phone. And they're like, sure, go for it. So I went out to the law library for a number of days, and I came back and I said, I think I got a new way of doing things. How many situations will you be given in life where you can just say to your boss, I'm disappearing, especially in claims, where you
Right.
just, I'm disappearing, I'm going to do some research, and they're fully supportive of it. So yeah, this is pretty close to a dream job. Plus, of course, all that chocolate lying around, all that gum around, all the Starbursts and Skittles. What's there to complain about?
Yeah, that sounds like a dream job to me, Jeff. That right there sounds like my dream job for sure. When you're not working and eating chocolate and Skittles and stuff, how do you like to spend your time?
Um, Actually, I've been real lucky there too. Right now, as we're recording this, we're stuck in COVID and everybody's lives are being tossed upside down. For me, my outdoor activities that I really enjoy are cycling, bicycling. I can do that because it's everybody's 6 feet away or further. Backpacking and hiking. Again, I'm out where people aren't. When I'm inside, the joke is that I'm into leather. That is, I do leather.
PG leather, right?
I do leather projects. I had down in Dallas for a conference or for a meeting, and I walked into the last day of the meeting with my luggage in tow and 2 large rolls of leather, enough leather for a whole cow. And everybody there started laughing. I look at the boy from up east with all the leather. And then I started sending them some of the leather projects I was doing. So for indoor, I like just going down into the shop and creating things with leather. So,
What kind of things do you make?
oh gosh, anything from I'm trying to think some of the things. I've made a saddle. I make briefcases, smaller things, wallets. So for instance, I got a hold of a piece of bison leather. And I was like, this should be really good for making a wallet. So I did that. I don't know, little things like just
Oh, look at that. You made that.
just because it's something to do. So
What a nice hidden talent you have.
thank you.
What so kind of getting off track a little bit, something really just random. What would you say is your favorite word?
Ooh. Um, I would say gregarious, bombastic, loquacious, um, are probably, yeah, they're probably the ones that come to mind as far as fun ones. Realistically, though, I think my favorite word is thank you or thanks. The It's an acknowledgement that somebody did something that they didn't have to do. It's an acknowledgement that somebody just made your life a bit better, a bit easier. So I guess really my favorite word is thank you, but it is followed by gregarious, bombastic, gracious.
Well, with that, I'm going to use your favorite word and mine. Thank you. My favorite word is, or sentence I should say, is that I appreciate you. I appreciate what you bring to the organization ClaimsXchange. I appreciate what you do and what you bring for the industry, and I'm so happy to know you and know you well. And I look forward to everyone getting to know you even better than this will ever prove to do. But at least they got to know you a little bit. Have a great day today, and I'm sure we'll chat again very soon.
Please take care of yourself. Great spending some time with you too.